I'm going to assess on the couch, and any active or resisted tests that I do are going to be by position, and that's how I want you to think when it comes to lower body assessments. By position, what do I mean? I mean to save the dallying around of getting Darren one position then another, and then back to the one he was just in before. I want to get everything done in supine that I can before moving him around. And that is a routine that I think I've gotten into quite nicely. Just make sure you're not complacent, not missing anything out. So nice and relaxed then for me, Darren. We're just going to assess first of all hamstrings. Okay, nice and relaxed. Okay, you weren't lying about the tight hamstrings.
No.
Okay. And if we think there might be any sciatica or anything going on there, a simple addition to that can just be take him to the end of range and then dorsiflex the ankle. And that will replicate sciatic pains they've been getting, but he's not getting sciatic pains.
He's not happy there.
So by position again, I'm making it as easy as I can for myself. So now I'm looking at the glutes. I'm looking for hip impingement as well. Hip impingement is going to be triggered in that position, which is the faders position, but also out into the faveurs position as well. And we can take a look at what TFL's doing there or not doing. Actually, not too bad, but we'll only ever know by assessing the other side. Bring that leg down. What else can we do passively? Just relax. We can go into adduction, tight there. Yeah. So far on my mental list, we've got hamstrings and adductors primarily. They're going to be getting some treatment. And then we need to look at the abductors as well. Let's do this side so you can see. Which will be something like that, which is also quite tight, albeit on the other side, although not as bad as the adductors and hamstrings. So for me, adductors and hamstrings are the first things that I'm looking at. Like I said, very general hip assessment, this one. What can we do strength test here? Keeping in mind gravity, hip flexion. Okay, so hip flexion is the only strength test that I'm going to look at here. Because if he does abduction, he's still having to keep that hip flexed, so it's almost a waste of time. So lift this leg up to my hand for me, please. Good, match my pressure for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and leg down. Good. I said it's good strength there. There was no wobbling about, but I always check that compared to the other side. I would start with the good side and then go on to the symptomatic side afterwards to know my baseline. Okay, that was the assessment in supine as far as we're going to go. Okay, go on to your side facing that way, please. So sideline, what can we do passively? I'll say Ober's test is going to give you everything that you need here, which hopefully we're all familiar with. If you're not, make yourself more familiar. Bring your knees up to my hand here. Good, relax this top leg. Relax, relax, relax. Get yourself in a strong position. We can look at passive hip extension, which will tell us he's got tight hip flexors, yeah. And then we can look at passive adduction as well. They're tight. Not going anywhere. So that's abductors, adductors, and hamstrings so far. And then we can also have a look at passive abduction and any rotation that we need to do as well. And if I was in this position during treatment, I might actually even start with an MET for the TFL glute med. And how that would look here, find the point of bind. Okay, hold that position for me. I'm going to take my arm away. Good, we're holding that, activating the agonist, the muscle to be stretched. This is PIR. 8, 9, 10, deep breath in. Breathe out and relax. Relax, 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 relax. Good, and there's our next point of bind. So there's some improvement there, and we can repeat that and show this is muscular tightness that's causing that particular restriction there. Okay, leg back. Straighten the legs out for me, please. First one we can look at here, then again, we're working against gravity, so let's look at hip abduction. Okay, so lift this leg up to my hand. Good, we don't want to go much higher than that because we tilt from the hips and we get all sorts of rotation and flexion going on. So let's keep that abduction and leg back down. How'd that feel?
Tight in my glute.
Okay, so let's go again for a resisted test because that didn't feel too bad. Match my pressure for 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and leg down. So I'm increasing my pressure over that 3 seconds. All feel okay. Good. And one final one, this is new for you guys, but you're filming it, so put it in the WhatsApp group and practice it. What we can do is palpate TFL, glute med, and QL. Okay, just like the glute firing test. And what we're looking at here is hip abduction. So lift the leg and back down. And I'm looking to see, does QL initiate that movement? And if it does, it means the glute med's not doing what it should be, and it's QL that's initiating it. So what do we do there? Strengthen this, work on this. Something to think about for later. Good, okay, onto your front for me, please. Relax for me, relax, relax. You're very helpful, Darren. What do we think? Good, bad, or medium? Medium. Yeah, I'd say medium. Any pain there?
Bit at the top of the rectum.
Okay, so maybe a bit of muscular tightness there. And notice I'm supporting the sacrum as well, just to keep him level when he does that. We can also look at rotation. So that's external rotation, which is testing for tightness in the what rotators?
Yeah.
What? I wasn't listening.
So this is external or lateral rotation.
Oh, so
If that's restricted,
Medial.
there'll be tightness in the medial rotators, and then we're going the opposite way as well. Have a look for tightness there, which all looks about normal for me. We can also do passive hip extension here as well. Relax, it's very helpful. Support the sacrum, have a look, nothing jumps out. And then last but not least, working against gravity, he's in prone, we can do hip extension. So looking at glute max firing. So palpate lower back, glutes, hamstring. Lift this leg for me. Good, and down. Good glute activation there. And the same for this side here. And down. So I noticed there was a bit of inhibition in this glute there, not quite as quick to fire as this one. So what have we got so far from that whistle stop assessment? We're going to do some work on the hamstrings, on the adductors, and on the abductors. Rotation was okay, we don't need to worry about that so much. And there's potentially a bit of homework for him to go away and do for this glute. That is our treatment plan from here.